And welcome to this reception to honour one of CityU's most distinguished faculty members, Professor Surat Kittipunchai, Chair Professor of Building and Construction and Head of Department of Building and Construction at the City University of Hong Kong. Firstly, let us introduce ourselves. My name is Amy Henderson and I'm an exchange student with the School of Law from the University of Technology, Sydney, Australia.
And I'm Casey Leung, a local student from the Department of English.
Without further ado, let us watch a video highlighting the major achievements of Professor Kittipunchai.
This is at the end of the year. Everyone knows that. Chinese believe that when we approach the end of the year, the heaven and the earth are both aged, and you and I are also a year older. And CityU gains another academy member. And so Kittipunchai, we are so proud of you. He's number 10 members of Academy of City University Hong Kong. And if we can gain age yearly like this, we'll be very happy. We'll all become wiser. I just want to congratulate you and to the colleagues who has had a lot of support, and your wife's here too. May you introduce her to me?
Woman behind every man.
I have been asked to forward the best wishes for this occasion from Australia's Consul General to Hong Kong, Mr. Les Luck. Mr. Luck is in Australia at this time, having just completed his midterm consultations. The ATSE has honoured Professor Kittipunchai for his outstanding research science and published work in structural engineering and mechanics. This is clearly a concise way to describe decades of dedicated and innovative effort and a long list of solid achievements and contributions. Professor Kittipunchai is the author of 7 books, 9 book chapters, over 250 journal papers, and 69 refereed conference papers, including 5 keynote addresses. Professor Kittipunchai's work has made him world-renowned in the areas of structural stability, thin-walled structures, transmission towers, cold-formed structures, composite structures, smart materials, nonlinear analysis, and non-destructive testing techniques. As a representative of the Australian Government, I'm delighted to recognise Professor Kittipunchai's achievements and to acknowledge the honour bestowed upon him on his election to the Fellowship of the Australian Academy of Technological Sciences and Engineering. On behalf of the Australian Government, I would like to congratulate Professor Kittipunchai on this fine achievement and to wish him well for the future.
A few people asked me, why and how I got elected to be fellow of the Australian Academy of Technological Science and Engineering. So I thought I would give you some background. I think David has already mentioned a few things, but the Academy has got about 750 fellows, and each year they elect about 25, or between 25 and 30 new fellows in the areas of science and engineering, including health science. So that's, I got elected. But one of the requirements is that you've got to be an Australian. Now, I've lived in Australia for over 45 years. I went there in 1964, and so I'm well qualified in that regard. But what contribution have I made to Australian life? Because it says specifically that achievement in the application of science, technology and engineering to Australian life. I guess over the years, the research that I have done has found its way into design practice and code rules. I have also written a number of textbooks in the structural design area that has been used by all students, structural engineering students, and the practicing engineers. So I suppose in that way I have contributed to the Australian life. But I think the most significant piece of work that I have done probably would be in the area of transmission tower with Professor Faris Albermani, who I think was here. We developed a method of predicting very accurately the behavior of this type of structure. I just show you the structure. Now, transmission tower is a very common structure, and failure is not uncommon. In fact, it is quite common. And simply because there has been no reliable method that can predict the behavior of this structure. And what we have done, we have been able to develop a technique to accurately predict the behavior of this structure to failure. And that obviously is very useful, and we have done a lot of work for the Australian industry, and it has saved tens of millions of dollars. I'm very, very happy to be receiving such an honor, and I'm very grateful to Professor Khoo for his thoughtfulness in arranging this reception.
Thank you for giving us a good professor here.
In fact,
Thank you.